Hey guys, it's Sam and I'm back with another video talking about the whole review discussion that's currently going on Booktube. I posted another one yesterday, so if you want to check that out, I will link it here as well as down below somewhere. It is all about how I review personally and the whole discussion between us and authors and social media and authors and Goodreads and Kathleen Hale and that whole thing. So you can check that out in those links. Just so you all know, I'm recording this on Saturday, October 25th at about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if things have changed since then and new things have come up, it's not going to be included in this. So if something major happened, don't comment down below and be like, rah, this happened, because I'm filming it ahead of time. But I just don't want anybody to be mad about different things that have happened since recording this. Just prefacing this. So this is just my thoughts on the recent uptick in talking about critical book reviewing and kind of some of the backlash against the more popular booktubers, whatever that means. But today I want to talk about the whole concept of critical reading and everything that has come up this weekend kind of regarding that. So really quickly, for those of you that aren't aware, although I'm sure you all are because it's been a very big topic on Twitter and YouTube in the last couple of days. So this all seemed to kind of arise from a couple of booktubers that are a little more popular, Ariel Bissett and Baz Pierce / Barry Pierce. There was a whole kind of discussion on Twitter. Barry, for those of you that don't know, he has a channel called Baz Pierce, and he is kind of a sarcastic personality, very kind of hard-hitting. He admits that he has a different personality on Booktube of kind of this sarcastic asshole, for lack of a better term. I mean, that's kind of his shtick, and he has been very popular for kind of ruffling feathers and for saying very opinionated things because to get discussion going, but doing it in a way that a lot of people don't really like because it does kind of come off as mean, just to throw that out there. So he actually posted the statistics of a more popular booktuber's Goodreads. He didn't reveal who it was, but it was just saying that most of their reviews were 5 stars and down until they barely did any 2 or 1 stars, and just saying that, I don't know the exact quote, so I will link everything down below as far as those hashtags, that conversation, everything that's happened since then, etc., etc. But basically he was saying that if you can't review critically and you don't give books 1 and 2 stars very often, that he doesn't trust your opinion and that you shouldn't be on Booktube. That was the main thing that he was saying, and there are different people agreeing with him, and etc., etc. So obviously that got a lot of people very angry. Even I was a little put off by it. I do subscribe to Barry. I do enjoy his reviews. He reviews a lot of like classics and stuff like that. And again, he's very snarky and very snotty, but that is his personality, and I do like him as Barry the person. I don't really like him as Baz Pierce the personality, just to put that out there. So since then there's been a lot of, uprising against this on both sides. So it has since been kind of revealed by Barry and Ariel, who were talking about this, that they kind of apologized and were saying, like, we weren't aiming that at everybody. Everybody doesn't need to review critically and be negative if you don't want to. If it's just a hobby, that's fine, etc., etc. But I did want to address the kind of everything that kind of came up from that. So to me, on Booktube, and just reviewers and readers in general, there are 2 different kinds of people and readers and how you read and review books, and it kind of isn't like a Venn diagram, honestly, in my head. So there is this circle that is people who read for fun, people who booktube for fun, people who read the things they like, people who definitely check out books and make sure that people that they really appreciate their reviews and stuff, that they are reading books that they know that they will like. They stick in the same kind of genres. If they just like fantasy, they'll stick to fantasy, etc., etc. They'll stick to things they like, they read things that they enjoy, and they don't necessarily want to have like a negative outlook on books. They use books as an escape and as an enjoyable activity. Then we have another bubble of people who also enjoy books, but they enjoy them differently. They enjoy looking at things more critically, whether it's literary analysis or just making sure that they kind of look at things with enough different lenses on it and different sides, different hats, these kinds of things. And they like analyzing books. They review books outside of their comfort zone that they might not enjoy, but just so that they have a broader look on the literature world, that kind of thing. And they enjoy giving negative reviews, or they enjoy giving more critical reviews, or they're okay with that, and they're okay with reading things that they don't necessarily enjoy, because that is something they enjoy doing, if that makes sense. And then there's the overlap right here. That's kind of where I feel like I am. I review and look at books, like I said in my earlier video, again, which is linked somewhere, that I review each book differently and dependent on the genre and dependent on these multiple different things. So I kind of review critically but also for fun, and I'm kind of here in the middle. The problem pops up when you have people who review in either side, more so saying that the other side is wrong, or the other side is idiotic, or the other side is stupid or not valid, or the books that one or the other side reads are stupid and insulting. And that's when it becomes an issue, and that's when I don't think it's cute, and I don't think it's nice, and I don't think that it's just getting people talking. I think it's being rude, and I think it's being very aggressive, and I think it's not necessary to get your point across that way, because what we've started to see is, although Barry had a good point, I think Barry had a good point in, like, it's important to be critical. Like I said in my earlier video, I post reviews and I say the good and bad things about each book that I read, whether I like it or love it, that kind of thing. And that's what reviewing critically to me is about, because critical doesn't have to mean negative, it just has to mean that you're looking at all sides of the story and all sides of the picture. But I know that some people don't like doing that, and that's okay, and you don't have to do that way. Everybody reviews differently, and everybody enjoys looking at different reviews, and it's just, that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. And no one should be telling you that that's wrong, whether that's Barry or another booktuber or anything else. Like, no one needs to be doing that. And because of the way that things were phrased in those different tweets, I think that Barry's initial message did get lost, and it was a good message, but it got lost underneath insults and just coming off kind of elitist and a little bit snobby. Which I know that he kind of did on purpose because, again, it fits into his booktube personality. Also, I want to comment on the fact that Goodreads as a rating system kind of makes readers lean more towards the fun category of reviewing. So those of you that don't know about Goodreads rating system, I'm sure you all do. So the Goodreads rating system, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars corresponds with different, sentences and how you should do that. I'm gonna look it up because I always forget. But 1 star is didn't like it, 2 stars is it was okay, 3 stars is liked it, 4 stars is really liked it, and 5 stars is it was amazing. So because of that, I feel like it lends more to the more fun reviewer and the more easygoing reviewer and less of the critical, because you only have the 1 star as didn't like it. You only have that's the only thing you can give, and most people don't really like giving 1 stars for their own reasons, and that's fine. I've given a few 1 stars, but I don't do it very often. I'm usually, if I don't like a book, I still can see how other people would like it, so I usually give it about 2 stars because I can point out the goods and the bads about it, even though there's more bads in my opinion. But, so I feel like the Goodreads rating system is the part that's flawed, and that's kind of how we as booktubers usually base our reviews off of. So I think that's one of the underlying problems with this whole discussion. So overall, there is no good way to read a review, and there's no bad way to read a review. Read and review whichever way you want to, and don't let anybody else tell you any differently. Because honestly, people can choose to watch your channel or not, or look at your blog or not, or look at your Goodreads reviews or not, and you just need to do what you feel comfortable doing and what you enjoy. Like I said, I have a way of doing it. I already talked about that. I enjoy doing that, and that is the way that I can remain true to myself and be honest. The only important thing is to just be honest with your reviews, and don't do it for any other reason. I think that one of the reasons that this came up was because, again, Barry is very outspoken against some of the more popular booktubers and sponsoring, and that is a whole other discussion and something that I'm just not going to comment on right now because it's been talked about to the ground and it's beating a dead horse. But I think part of the problem was, Barry was talking about the bigger booktubers who are sponsored still being critical of the books that they're being paid to review because those people are being paid, and because just because you're being paid, you shouldn't be giving a book 4 or 5 stars all the time, that kind of thing. So, and I'm not sure that's what's happening. I'm not going to comment on that. Personally, I don't care if somebody is sponsored. I don't care if someone's getting paid to review books. I can choose either to watch the reviews or not, whether I trust them. Some people I do trust, some people I don't. I have people I follow on Booktube that I trust and whatever. So it doesn't really matter who's sponsored and who's not, in my opinion. But I think that's where a lot of it came from, and a lot of it stemmed from this kind of backlash against sponsored videos that's kind of happening in all of the YouTube community. So that just adds another element into it that I just can't really comment on right now because I just don't feel like getting into that never-ending discussion. It's going to continue to be a discussion. Booktube is growing, Booktube is getting bigger, there's more sponsorship happening, and that is something that we're going to have to decide as a group, whether we like it or not, and those that do can continue doing it, and those that don't can not and be over here, and that's just the reality situation. So I hope I got all of my points across and that this didn't come off convoluted or anything like that. Basically, read what you want, be honest, post the reviews that you want to post the content on your channel or your blog that you want to post, and don't worry what anybody else thinks about it because you're doing this for you, right? And the books that you read make you no lesser or better than anybody else. Your reading experience is no better or worse than anybody else's, and don't let anybody tell you differently. So comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this whole thing. I'm not even gonna guide you there, just post whatever you want down below, letting me know what you think. I'm interested to see what all of you guys think about this topic and if this whole discussion has gotten you thinking, because honestly, that's what these kinds of discussions are for, just to get us thinking about how we read, how we review, how we interact, all that kind of thing. So thank you all for watching, guys, and I will see all of you guys soon. Bye!